Hope you're all keeping well. And yes, I'm back. Good to see you all. Yeah, apologies for the lack of videos. No excuses really, apart from just life's just got in the way. Life's just been extremely busy, so it takes a fair bit of commitment to do the editing of these videos and time, and I just haven't had the time. So hopefully now things in my life have calmed down a little bit. I'm going to get a chance to go out and video and edit and get some films out for you all. Also, the weather really hasn't been conducive for videoing and filming, and yeah, unfortunately today looks the same. It's been raining all night and it's raining again now, and it's going to be up until about 1 o'clock today. So apologies for the picture quality. It's going to be a bit of rain on the lens, but yeah, I'll do my best to try and keep it clear and maybe edit out the worst bits. But just like to say a massive thank you to everybody that's been asking when I'm going to be putting out new videos, and obviously asking if I'm well and my health's okay, and I'm absolutely fine, guys. I'm really doing well, so thank you ever so much. And it's very humbling to get those messages, and there's been a lot of people on the bank that have been asking the same questions, so thank you to everybody. So I really do appreciate it. But like I say, it's just purely time, and unfortunately family life and work comes first. They're my immediate commitments, and then if I get spare time, then I love doing these videos. I really enjoy doing the editing, but I like to sit down and spend time doing it. I don't like to rush it, and I just haven't had that time, so apologies for that. But hopefully there'll be a few on the way, and yeah, and the weather will start behaving itself soon anyway. So it's yeah, middle of March, and I'm on my way to Ferry Meadows in Peterborough. It's an open that the PDAA are holding, so yeah, anybody can fish it. Go online, buy a ticket, and there's a couple of them coming up. And yeah, so I've got a lot of matches at Ferry Meadows coming up actually over sort of, you know, this back end of March, April, May and June. So yeah, quite a lot of matches, which is good. So I'm going to be doing the Ferry Meadows series, so I'm looking forward to that. With a bit of luck, I'll qualify for the final, fingers crossed. And also I've got a couple of feeder masters rounds at Ferry Meadows, so fingers crossed for those as well. And yeah, and then there's a charity match, and like I say, a few opens as well. So yeah, really looking forward to those. Like I say, the weather today isn't looking particularly good. Probably good for bream fishing, to be fair, but it all depends what they're doing with that River Nene, because if that River Nene's, obviously all the rivers are in flood, but if they're pushing that through into the Gumwade, which is the lake that we're fishing at Ferry Meadows, because as you know, the Nene runs into Gumwade and it runs out of Overton, but the two lakes are connected. If it's running into there heavily, then it could spoil the fishing quite considerably for those people that are fishing those pegs along there. So, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's one of those things, you know, you can't stop going out fishing because of the weather. You've got to give it a go. I have been up there a couple of times since in the beginning, early March, when it was kind of in flood. I fished Overton, so away from the river coming in, but it was still like a river pushing through Overton, and yeah, really struggled to hold bottom, to be honest with you. It was like fishing a river in flood. I had a couple of bream, which was good, and lots of skimmers. Yeah, caught a lot of fish, to be honest with you. Really enjoyed it, so that was a nice pleasure session. A couple of weeks after that, I fished a match up there, and didn't do particularly well. I was at an end where, believe it or not, there was no flow, yet a few swims up they still had the flow, but the bream weren't down my end. There was lots of little roach to go at if you wanted to, and yeah, but I was, you know, predominantly trying to go for bream. So I had a few roach, but no weight at all, didn't come anywhere. So anyway, that's me. So what I've been up to, not a great deal, but I have been out fishing. I fished the Winter League as well, sorry, at Barston, Chris Hill's Winter League. Not done particularly well. Yeah, found it really frustrating, mainly because of the weather again. We really didn't have a proper cold spell to settle the fish. And then, like I say, we just had loads of rain going into it as well. So yeah, quite a challenging year there. Didn't do particularly well. I think I finished midway out of the 30 odd guys that were in the league. So yeah, a lot of people struggled with it this year. So I think Michael Buckwilder took that, and yeah, Graham West came second. So well done, guys. So there we go. Right, I'm going to see you at the draw, and then we'll be off to the peg. So I shall see you in a bit. Ta-da. Here we go.
Morning, Andrew.
Alan. Right, I'm going to get Darren to do a bit of filming for me. Let's see what we got. Here we go. I can never do this with these staples. You do it on purpose, just for me. Oh, isn't that ripping it? Oh, look at that. 68. So, lovely. Here we go. So, on the monument. Right, get off to my peg. I'll come back to you in a minute. Right then, folks. All set up, there's 10 minutes to go, so I need to be fairly quick. Obviously you can see it is still absolutely chucking it down. As you can see, peg 68, and there she is. So it's a monument peg. There's the monument behind me. Have fished here before. Normally want to be on 67 or 66. I've never done particularly good here, but you know, it's the first proper match on Ferry Meadows of the year, so who knows where the fish are going to be. Yeah, tactics for the day is I've set a long line up and I set a short line up. So long lines at 50, short lines at 36. Sometimes a short line can be mega here, so it's always worth putting it in. I'll take you over to the seat box. I've got to be quick because yeah, I've got to get myself set up a little bit. A lot of stuff's covered up at the moment because it is absolutely pouring down with rain, so it's a flipping long walk as well. I forgot how long it is. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, obviously I'm on a platform. Obviously you have to bring a platform here at Ferry Meadows to get out in the water. You can kind of fish at the bank there, but as you can see, you've got all these bulrushes and that, and then as the summer months come on, these will grow up and there's no way you can fish. You have to get out into the water. So rods for the day, they're all free spirits as per usual. Right, so on me long line I have got the high S. It's a free spirit, obviously. It's a high S power feeder special, and that's the 390, which is basically 13 foot. The bait up rod exactly the same, apart from it's the it's the distance version. So it's a high S power feeder distance, so it's a lot stiffer, but that's going to be used for baiting up. On my short line, I've literally just gone for a feeder light, 11 foot high S feeder light. Yeah, just thought I'd give that a go really. So I'm not out fast, 36 metres, so yeah, don't need a powerful rod for that. So yeah, so there's no weed out there to have to pull the bream through, so we'll give that a go. Bait wise, as you know, oh, beg your pardon, just getting up onto my box. As you know, I use the peg number 1, so I'm using the Mayhem green and the bream and skimmer mixed together. Put some molasses in that to darken it up. That is in here. I'll show you. I've got it zipped up at the minute. So there it is, nice and dark. Fairly dry at the moment. Main reason being is obviously it's raining, so it's going to get a little bit damp. So I don't want to make it too wet because it is going to get damp as the day goes on. I've got some sorting out some floating maggots there. I've got dead reds, dead pinkies in there. I've got half a pint of casters. I've actually got some normal maggots in here. I've got some pinkies in there. I've got some worms ready to chop up down there. Hopefully you can see them. And I've got myself a few pellets as well. The only thing I haven't got on the bait tray that I normally would have on there is sweet corn. I've got some in the bag if I need it, but at the moment I'm not going to go with that. So yeah, I'm going to feed both lines, probably start on the short line to be fair, and then I'll go out onto my longer line a bit later on. So see how we get on. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I've got a new microphone system, so I'm hoping you can hear all of this. Don't quite know how that's going to stand up in the rain, but yeah, we'll give it a go. Right, I'm going to get the camera onto the tripod behind me, and yeah, hopefully we can have a good day and catch a few fish, have a quick cup of tea, and then it's going to be the all in. The other thing, I've got a new toy here actually. If I press both of those, there you go, look, this is the Matrix counter, see, fish counter there on that, and there's the stopwatch. which is there, and then reset. So yeah, hopefully that will withstand all this wet weather, because all the stopwatches I ever use, after a little while in the wet, they start steaming up and you can't see them. So hopefully that's going to help today as well. Right, okay, hopefully the sound's not too rustly on my coat, and yes, I shall come back to you soon once I'm fishing. See you later. Right then, folks, so I've baited up now. Baited up my short line first. I put just 3 conventional size feeders. In fact, you'll see, just put 3 of those out there on a short line. Not a huge amount of feed in there. Some dead reds and some casters, a few micros, and on one of the casts I put a little pinch of worm in. Fed that line first because that's now the line I'm fishing on. They want to fish on that line first, and then obviously I put Guru bait up feeders out on my long line, and I put 8 of them out there with a mixture of everything, including chop worm. Not a huge amount of chop worm. I don't like putting a load of chop worm in at the beginning unless I know they're really having it on the chop worm. So but yes, I'm now 2 minutes into my first cast, so fingers crossed it's going to go round, and I'll have a few fish on film for you. Wish me luck, guys. Right, guys, bit of an update. Been fishing for an hour now. Well, it's actually not quite an hour, because obviously I spent 15 minutes baiting up, but yeah, an hour's gone by, and I've had 1 little liner on my short line. About 15 minutes ago I put 2 more out on my long line feed up, but Guru bait up feeders on my long line, just to keep a little bit trickling in on that, but I've not had a look on it yet. So chap to my left, not had a sign. I've got Michael Brooker to me right on 67, and he's not had a sign. He doesn't think Malcolm Hicks is on 66. He doesn't think he's had anything either. Only fish I've seen has literally just been caught, which is quite a way around the bay, so I'd imagine it's probably something like I don't know, 70, maybe 76, something like that, 77. He's just had a bream, a good bream. So that's the only fish I've seen caught, but obviously I'm concentrating on my tip, so I'm not looking at everybody else. But yeah, my indication was just a liner that I had. I'd only been out there a couple of minutes, and it just went round and pinged back, so yeah, definite liner. But yeah, other than that, it's been a bit quiet, so certainly haven't sat on a shed load. You're going to have to try and bring them in. Luckily the rain has sort of, it looks like it's died off. It's meant to stop sort of midday-ish, so we're not far from there now, so hopefully that might be it for the rain. Got a nice little breeze on it, which is good, so it's a nice little chop, and obviously it's got colour in it because it's still pushing in from the river. But yeah, at the moment it's certainly not solid out in front of the monument anyway. So, but yeah, we'll keep plugging away. Probably give it another half an hour on this short line, and yeah, maybe at about 12 o'clock I'll have a look on the long line. So I'll give it a little go. So right, hopefully come back to you with a fish on. Fingers crossed. Well, guys, I had a little touch to bite before. I was about to go on my long line, funnily enough, because it's 12 o'clock now, and I thought, well, I'd be silly not to go back out there after I had a little touch, and it's gone round. I don't think it's a big fish. It's not a tiddler, but it's not a huge bream, but it's a fish, so happy days. Here we go, guys. First fish in a net. Not say it's not huge. It's only about 2.5, 3 pound, but nice sign. Here you go, guys. So it was a few moved in. Sorry about the rain on the lens, guys, but yeah, it started raining again. Right, let's go and get some more. Right then, guys, a little bit of an update. It's yeah, we're just over 2 hours in now. It's just gone 12:30, and yeah, I'm still on one half decent fish, so which is sort of like 2.5, 3 pound, and I had no more on that short line, so I had a couple of more casts on it, but no more signs. So I put a bit of bait on top of it, and I've come off of it, and I've gone on the long line now. Oh, there we go, live on camera. Look at that. First cast I had a little skimmer, and this is my second cast, nearly 10 minutes in, and it's a proper one, gone round. So that's good. Look at that, live on camera. It's not often that happens. So Michael to my right's had one, about £4. And Nathan on 65's had a decent one as well. A couple of pegs round to my right, or 3 pegs round to my right. The chap to my left hasn't had a sign yet. And I know the guy just off of the fence has had 4. There's been a few fish caught down there. So yeah, and this one feels like a decent fish, which is good. I'm going to take a bit of reeling in, because like I say, it's on my long line, which is at 50 metres, so. There we go. Second cast on the long line. Yeah, that's a proper one. Swallowed it down as well. Definitely wanted it. It's got to be about £6, that one, I reckon. Maybe 5. Here we go. Let's go out there again, see if we can get another one. So that's the update. Really up to date. Come back to you soon, guys. Right, folks, bit of an update. It's 2 o'clock. And I haven't had another fish since I caught that big bream. Yeah, it was a bit of a mad sort of half an hour, really, because as I was catching that fish, Michael next door to me, he was catching another one, so he was on 2 bream. And then the chap to my left, he caught a small bream, skimmer bream. And then since then, none of us have had another bite. So Malcolm, which is 2 pegs to my right, has got two bream. And I think Nathan's got 1 bream to his right. I don't think anybody's running away with it at the moment. The most I've heard is someone's got 4 fish. But yeah, it's probably maybe a bit more than that now, I don't know. But yeah, it's gone very quiet. So I did, I fished for a little while on this long line just to see if I could get any more, but didn't have any more indications. I had 2 casts, 2 fish. One was a small skimmer and one was a decent bream, which you saw me catch. But yeah, since then, not had a touch. So I've refed it just with a few bait up feeders and come off of it and been on the short line for probably about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that. And and nothing, not a touch on that short line. So I've come off of that now, and I've just literally just gone back out onto the long line again. So, but yeah, it's all gone a little bit quiet. So 2 hours to go. Normally you're kind of hoping things are starting to build up and you're getting indications and things, but no, we had a bit of a mad half an hour where the fish seemed to feed through this section, and then that's it. So hopefully we'll get another visit and we'll catch a few more, but yeah, it's certainly not busy, that's for sure. Right, come back to you later. Ta-da. Not a lot more to report. There's half an hour to go, and yeah, it's been very, very, very quiet. They've just started catching a couple more down there near the fence, but not loads. But yeah, I haven't had another sign. Chap to my left hasn't had another sign. Michael literally just had a wrap round and felt it for about a second or two, and then it bumped off. So, and that's the only sign he's had. But yeah, so it's been very, very quiet. I've re-fed it a couple of times, so I've tried to be aggressive, but it's just oh, Michael's got one on now. He's got a little one on now by the looks of it. So, but so yeah, it's been yeah, it's not been brilliant, unfortunately. So, but it's half an hour to go. So fingers crossed, we might get a few. I think I've heard Lee Jones down the other side of the bridge, so he must be on about 45, something like that. Peg 45. Apparently he's got 7 or 8, so he's doing quite well, and that's the most I've heard of so far. I've heard someone else has got 5 down on the fence. But yeah, that's about it. And there's been a carp caught apparently on over on the high bank. So but yeah, about £8. There we go. So, right, fingers crossed it's going to go round. Come back to you later. Ta-da. Righto! Oh, that's it, guys. Do you believe about a minute to go, my tip moved, I've got a liner. That's the only movement I've had all afternoon. Well, not been particularly great here. So, never mind. I caught a couple, which is better than a blank. But, oh, you know what? I've got a slightly sucked maggot there, so actually might have been a bite. But yeah, tip just moved a little bit and then come back. But yeah, so that was probably an inquiry actually. But it didn't go anymore, unfortunately. Right, that's it. I'm going to pack away and I shall come back to you at the weigh-in. Right then, folks, there we go. £8, 9 ounces. I said I had about £8, so I wasn't far out. At least I didn't blank anyway, so yeah. Nice little short video, so it isn't going to be that long. But haven't had a great day, so haven't caught a lot of fish. But the weather's not really been conducive to do some nice scenic shots either. But at least it's dry now. But anyway, guys, that's not going to obviously worry the top guys, but yeah, at least we managed to catch a few fish. Anyway, I'm back here again next weekend, so hopefully the weather's going to be all right, so I shall film it for you. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've certainly enjoyed making it. Anyway, and I look forward to seeing you in the swim soon. Adios.